4th of July. Shortly, we're coming up with the 4th of July holiday where everybody celebrates Independence Day. When you look at how things got started, it was basically a bunch of people risking everything they had in order to accomplish a greater good, to separate and become one unto their own. For example, some of the complaints was that King George was not listening to the colonists' request for laws and decisions, stuff like that. He just ignoring them completely. In fact, if you read the Declaration of Independence, the first part of the document is a letter of complaint to King George, that's setting the stage for the decisions they're about to make. And once the letter of complaint is done, they're basically making their case. And at that point, when it becomes necessary that the governing body no longer functions as the governing body, yet puts burdens upon us, we have no choice but to break away from that governing body and form anew. Now, as many of you know, I'm not a professional historian or whatever, but there's some pretty interesting things in our history. For example, a lot of the work in the United States, before it was formed even, was based upon Rosicrucian and Masonic principles, not religion. However, it is also known by many people that the Founding Fathers were deists. They believed in God. Here's another little tidbit. The idea between having separation of religion and state came as a result of Thomas Jefferson, according to the story, observing a Baptist preacher getting harassed by other religious individuals. And he was inspired by that to put that separation of church and state. Therefore, the state will support no organized religion. And also, if you look at the history of Europe, the many crimes that were occurred, the abuses among the people and things of that sort, the government and religion were one, and we've seen throughout history where that is a real big problem. So, bottom line here is, well, each person is endued with their ability, God-given right to be happy and joyous. We also can choose the different. So let's consider this possibility. And that is when you consider and examine the nature of the love of God, and through each breath we have this quality, all this light and this love, understanding. When we have these in each and every breath, the key is what we're going to do with it. Are we going to draw our attention towards this light and love? Or is it going to be separation, hate, and anger? It's up to you. After all, everything you perceive is within you, and the proof is, the fact is, that all things occur behind your eyes, between your ears, in your brain. Your realization of your opponents or your supporters and all that are already within you now, and they are not separate, as the love of God cannot be separate because it is basically everywhere. Because without this love of God, the firmament, none of us would exist. And with that, thank you for your time. We'll continue in another video.